everybody, and welcome to episode 22. It's another Sunday sews for me this week because I just don't know where the time goes, and actually I really loved sharing it with you on Sunday last week. So welcome back if you are a current viewer or subscriber, and hello if you are new. I am Sam of Sequin Girly Creates. I would like to start today with a thank you for reaction for my last two vlogs. One was my sort of if you've lost your sewing motivation, feeling sewing pressure video, which came out on Wednesday, and I've really enjoyed the conversations I've had in the comments with people about how you feel about it, and it's definitely going to inspire me to create more of that style and to keep that conversation going. So first of all, it feels nice that I'm not the only one that feels that way, but also really interesting tips and ideas. So thank you for anyone who interacted with that, and if you haven't, I'd love it if you hop over and have a look to see what you think too. And then the other one was my last Sunday's video. I'm just going to bring my camera down a bit. That's better. I felt like it was a bit high just then. So, and also for the comments on my last Sunday on episode 21's Sunday Sewing Catch Up, where I shared a little look around Sainsbury's for inspiration. I've had some great suggestions for patterns from the inspiration I found. So I've got my notepad today. It's not often I have it, as you know, but I need it today. So I would like to say thank you to No Shrinking Violet, who left a comment suggesting Sewing and the City. If you haven't seen Sewing and the City, she has a vlog and also designs patterns. If you sign up for her email, like her newsletter, you can get the free Manhattan top and dress, which has the exact sleeve, which does not like this with elastic, but as just like a fabric tuck under, because the lining is shorter and it pulls it under. So thank you so much to No Shrinking Violet for suggesting that. And it's not just giving me a pattern, but also somebody else I hadn't seen before, other vlog to watch, and just another designer as well. So brilliant. Thank you to Monique Dawn 5252 for her suggestion for the McCall's 8405, which, although it's not a raglan sleeve, it is that style of sleeve as well. And also to Terry Lee 6849, who says that some of the other pattern companies like Vogue and New Look also have a sleeve like that too. I had suggestions for the Bakerloo blouse from the big sleeve, collar on the little girl's dress I saw as well. It was really nice just to say this looks great, people suggesting patterns and things from it. So big thank you for people leaving comments and interactions. It is definitely my favourite thing. I get very excited when I see a comment. Next, I'm going to do my small channel shout out now, and I'm going to do two because I forgot one last week. And along with Christine of Gemini Stitches, I'm going to do a hashtag. She and I were talking about this. We're going to do a hashtag, which is hashtag small channel. I've forgotten, I need to check it. I'll put it below and I'll put it up on the screen. Christine and I came up with it. It's popped out of my head now, and we just want to start a movement that keeping small channels for people to find and beating the algorithms, as they say. And if you'd like to join in and you are a small channel that would like to be shouted out, do say. But if you'd like to do the same, whether it's on Instagram or on here, if we all start using the hashtag, it will really get the momentum going. So there we go. I have a few bits this week. I realise I haven't told you what I'm wearing. This is quite a rarity for me. I have on a shop bought dress. I bought it last summer, and it's from Sainsbury's, and it has the shearing on the back. I'll pop a picture in. And you can tell I love it. It's like a vintage style pattern, and it's a really nice sort of cotton lawn as well. And the sun came out, so why wouldn't I wear a lovely summery dress? In today's episode, I am going to do the wardrobe tour as voted by yourselves and people on Instagram. That's what came up as the choice for this week, so that will be coming up. I've got a little bit of sewing to share with you, and a few perhaps not quite so sewing-y things, but things to talk about too. So let's do next the small channel shout outs, as I said. So we've got She Sews Happiness, and all of this will be linked below. She's been around a while but doesn't have a big huge Instagram following. She's lovely. She really thinks about how she adjusts patterns and makes them work, gives a really clear debriefs and reviews of patterns as well. So do go over and give She Sews Happiness a look. And the other one for this week is the Menopause Sewer. Very new, I think only has 2 episodes out. Left me a lovely comment on the Sewing Mojo video I did on Wednesday, saying how actually doing a vlog has helped her get her sojo back, and still a bit camera shy, so please give us some support, because we love hearing from new people and ideas, and everybody has great thoughts, and it's really nice to know that, like myself, doing this has brought me joy and it's bringing someone else joy, and that joy is like a positive circle. As I used to say to children when I was a teacher, if you drop a pebble and you create the ripples, that's what being kind or being joyful does. It creates ripples out that you will never see the results of, but you have to trust that they're rippling out there. There was a lovely story I used to read about a girl who, she did one nice thing for her postman, but what she didn't realise was it put the postman in a better mood, and then he did something lovely to 2 other people, and that put them in better moods, and it spreads on and it grows. So this is what we're hoping from the small channel shout out as well, that it just grows, this kindness and this community as well. Let's talk about what I've been sewing this week. I find it hard with the notepad. I'm not like other people, so I'm going to put that away for a minute. So this week I have been really focusing on sewing some things that I wanted for a particular event that's coming up, and I have sneak peeked this fabric before. I will do a full talk about this because I'm going to do a Make 9 update soon, but I decided to do the Elodie wrap dress again after the success last time, and to make a few tweaks. So I have made it in this 2 fabrics. So at the front you've got one in the gingham and one in the pink. I will put a picture in. I've been agonising, if you follow me on Instagram you'll know I've been agonising over whether to wrap it this way or this way. I will be doing the buttonhole technique for the tie to come through, not keeping the seam open. Some lovely person on my Elodie wrap dress review made a suggestion which has been brilliant, so thank you for that, which is the buttonhole technique, and it worked really well. I haven't decided at this point, but probably by the time I release this I will, so I will put a final picture in of whether to do the tie belt 2-tone or 1, but I've been working on that this week. I did lengthen the bodice a bit at the front and also lengthen the waistband slightly, and I think I've resolved the issues that I talked about with my previous Elodie wrap dress. And then the other thing I focused on sewing this week is the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. If you haven't seen Adele's of Sew for Serenity or Beck from What Beck Sews, do hop over to their channels and have a look. They are who inspired me to get and make this pattern. It is, as they both say, a lovely set of instructions in the booklet, really clear, including, if you saw my video the other day, instructions on how to put the zip in. And I have to say, I am incredibly proud of my first invisible side seam zip. I'm delighted, and I'm so glad that I chose the Seasons of East pattern to take me on that journey, because I know somebody said in America their zips actually come with instructions. In the UK, even the good quality ones don't. So let's just take a moment for, oh, thread there, we don't want that ruining this moment, for zipping it up and showing you there. Look at that. I'm so happy. From people who followed me for a while, you'll know what I talk about zips. I am delighted with how that has gone. And I'm also very happy with the dress. I have had to make some fit adjustments. I will do a whole separate video, I think, to talk about it, because I think it would be a good one. I know it's becoming quite a popular pattern and I think it could be helpful. I will pop some pictures in. I did do a first try on and I have done some fit adjustments, including taking it in a bit. The front neckline has gone up and down a little bit because I actually lifted the shoulders up. But I'm very, very happy with how it's turned out. I bought this fabric from Walthamstow Fabrics. Should have said that other pink one's from Rainbow Fabrics. And I'm really happy, but most of all, look at my invisible zip. The only bit you can just about see, oh, I haven't zipped it all the way up, that wouldn't give a fair representation, is just, you can just see the top of the zip, but apart from that, I am delighted. So, invisible zips, if you want a step through that, I can highly recommend Seasons of East patterns. Beautifully done, and it is, as Adele said, it's not I didn't believe Adele, but experiencing it for myself, which is a very experienced sewer, for myself, finding that actually it is quite a straightforward sew as long as you get the pieces the right way around. I did have a moment where I stitched two pieces together because the arm is part of the bodice and it's hard to orientate, and I messaged Adele and said, why is this so much wider than my skirt? And I realised I'd switched it round the wrong way. Did have to do a bit of unpicking, but that was on me, not on the pattern. Those two were sewn for an event we're going to, which leads me on to the next thing, which is I'm going to do some cooking. So at the end of today's episode, I'll put some pictures in of how it's gone. It means I probably won't get much sewing done this weekend because I've been busy cooking ready for a party and sewing for that party as well. And I've really enjoyed, again, really conscious sewing about what I want it for and knowing I'll wear it again as well. It's not just a one-off, and also saying something that I know suits me too. I mentioned in last Sunday's episode about having set up a Kofi account, so thank you people who've supported me on there. If you feel that you can, I would really love that because I need to get a light for the winter to be able to keep filming. And I have now put up on my Kofi account 2 PDFs, so if you would like something in return for supporting me, you could choose to go through my Kofi shop and get something. I'll put pictures up here. I have made labels, sewing storage labels. There is definitely more to come, and I will put pictures in again at the end of the episode as well after the baking, so you can look at them a bit more. I'll put them on my community page as well so you can see them. But I'd just like to give something back if you're able to support me as well, if you'd like something back. I'm looking now to see what else I have got on here. Oh yes, it is wardrobe tour time. For today's wardrobe tour, I have shown you my main wardrobe and then where I store most of my tops, not all, and also my tights, because I have talked before about the way I fold and store things. And so I thought you might like to see that. So let's go now to a wardrobe tour. Well, friends, I expect it is as colourful as you thought it would be. This is the only hanging space I have. I do have other things stored in drawers, etc. But I change my wardrobe over quite often between this wonderful summer selection, spring, autumn and winter, to make sure everything gets a fair turn. At that end are my blouses and shirts, then there's skirts and dresses here which I hang cardigans over. So let's have a look, see if you recognise anything. So here is the dress I made from the Minerva fabric. Let's pick out some highlights for you. So right from this end, I have an amazing yellow vintage. It's from Germany actually. Amazing label here in German. Oh, it's actually made in Sweden, and it's like a shirt dress. Oh, brilliant. I bet you can hear that. Sorry there, stopped there. I don't know if it's going to start again. There's someone doing some work. So then I have this, which was the must-have dress of last year from Sainsbury's. And then I've got an amazing Scamp and Do dress here. There's a lot of dresses. So just putting out. You might recognise this one where I added the frill on the bottom. This one with the frill on the bottom. Then this one I made. And the other one I made, which is here too. You recognise that one. On the back is a vintage, I think it's a Betty Barclay, yes, vintage Betty Barclay dress there. And keep going through. This was a dress I bought in Tesco's. Look at this, it's quite a fabulous dress. It's got like a glitteriness to it. Had to really shorten that at the bottom. And on the back, just a ready to wear. And then keep pulling through. And there's this dress, which you might recognise. That is a Myosotis. Another vintage one here. This one is a vintage, I think, a C&A, if I remember rightly. No, a BHS vintage dress, that one. I dyed that. That was originally like a white colour. That's the correct side, but it just didn't work, so it was looking a bit grubby, so I dyed it. I have another vintage one in here. This one is a vintage style dress, so this one here is like a shirt dress that inspired some of the dresses I've made. It's from a company called Collective. And then underneath another vintage dress. I love the shape of this one, and it's one that I would definitely, let me show you it properly, I'd definitely like to create something like that's probably looking at that 80s or 90s. Don't even know if it's got a label, it may even be handmade looking in there, but how great is that? And as you can see, there's lots of cardigans hanging over the top. There are more. There's another vintage dress here too, another shirt dress. Then we go on to skirts, lots of skirts, lots of brightly coloured skirts, pencil skirts, flared skirts. This is one of my favourite ones. And then this one that inspired me to make one for the winter. Love that one, that's a co-order, I've got the matching top. And then you recognise that one. And you probably recognise that one, and these, and that one there I made too. This one's a classic Topshop sparkly one from a charity shop. It's a great selection. And then onto the blouses. There is, I have to show you this one. This one is a proper 1970s. Look at that, look. And it's got the label here. Let me just show you the label. Look, there's the label. So it is Elsie Whitley. That is just fabulous, and it's like a really soft, it's been washed a lot. And then in there you've got like the ones that I've refashioned myself. Oh, and that shirt under there is a co-ord to go with one of this skirt here. And then there's this white one, which I did the collar myself on it here. And just some plain whites. Yes, there is a plain white in there. And just this, which is a classic M&S from a couple of years ago. And look at that, vintage as well. So that is my main hanging space. So we're going to do a wardrobe tour. If there's anything in there that you're like, oh, I love the look of that, do give it a shout out, and I can always wear an outfit with it. But as I say, a lot of vintage. Some of my me mades are not in there, but I have got, oh, there's that noise again, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the wardrobe space. I then have this area here where I use boxes. You probably spot this dress and this dress where I put trousers. I made these. and here you'll see these trousers and this dress. So I can actually pull that out and they're in there like that, so I can do that. So that's kind of how I store my trousers and my dresses that don't need to hang. And then the drawers, I fold my t-shirts Kofi style, so they all stand upwards. So yes, there are a lot of stripes. There's me made in there, and there's me made here, so that's like lots of the plains, and then the long sleeves in the middle. I made that one, I made that one, I made that one, I made that one. And then the last drawer has the more unusual bits in here. So you will see things. There's the matching top to that cord over there. It's got a bit jumbled there. There's a t-shirt that I made with the gingham sleeves. And then that's just my t-shirts there. And I think we do have to take a moment for the tights. They're all folded so they stand up. So it is Kofi style. Many of these tights are made by Snag Tights. That's a two-tone. You've got orange and mustard, one of each leg. Got leopard print, got marl ones there, another marl pair there. So that's how I store those. I hope you enjoyed my wardrobe tour. You will notice a lot of what is in my wardrobe are things that you've either seen or are things I have put on Instagram if you follow me on there. I have bought most of that either secondhand, vintage, so through sort of online sellers or vintage shops, through charity shops. There is the odd occasion like this where I do buy something new, but that's very, very rare these days. And you probably spotted quite a lot of me made in there. Some of my me made isn't in there because I'm still doing hems and things, all those boring bits that I have to do to finish them off. But I will be changing my wardrobe over when the season changes a bit. And so I will, if you'd like, I can do an update when it changes again, because I do regularly cycle through it to make sure that what I have gets worn. And like today when the sun popped out, I opened my wardrobe and said, who's not had a turn for a while? And that's how I kind of decide in my wardrobe what I would like to wear, based on making sure everything has a turn. And if I don't want to give it a turn, asking why. I don't really use the term, but for me it is about slow fashion and about slow sewing now as well, and everything being really considered and thoughtful. I am over a month in to my no fabric buying ban, and I haven't even bought any plains either. I've done a lot of shopping with my eyes only, and I tell you what, it's quite hard to find plain fabrics that I want. But that's interesting, and that's something I'm going to work on. Do hop over to my community channel, because I will regularly put polls up to see what you'd like to see in my vlogs, because obviously I used to show what I've been shopping and now I would like to do something different. So last time I did the inspiration at Sainsbury's. Today has been wardrobe tour, so next time I've got some ideas, so I'll pop up a vote for you on the community channel and over on Instagram as well. I think that's probably it for today. So please remember to go and have a look at the small channel Shoutouts, which is She Sews Happiness and the Menopause Sewer, and try to use that hashtag as well. And also, if you feel you can support me, please do drop a comment below on any ideas, any thoughts you have about things you'd like to see or hear. And you might want to pop over and have a look at my Sewing Mojo, Loss of Sewing Mojo video if you haven't seen it, and join the conversation there, because there's a lot of great ideas and thoughts on there. And of course, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and you don't, I'm Sequin Girly over there too. I hope you've had a good weekend, and let's hope the sun keeps shining if you're in the UK. I know elsewhere in the world it's been a bit hot, so I hope you're getting the weather that's right for you. But I can't believe how happy the UK. Rain has stopped for a few days and the sun has popped out. Lovely to see you again. See you soon. Bye.